Welcome to this video. In this video, we are going to find solution to our second Python challenge program, where we were tasked to program an application that will count a certain letter in a given message. Quickly, let's open our idle, and obviously, as we always do, we are going to create a new file. I'll save this on the desktop, and I'll save this Python series location, Python series, and I'll call this one solution underscore second Python program. .py, and I'll hit save over here. Okay, so now we are going to save that. When I started my journey as a programmer, I started with C++. I remember one day I wrote a program myself, and after about 2 to 3 weeks, I visited the codes, and there were some parts of the codes I didn't know the meaning of that. That is why it's very important to comment your codes. Commenting on your codes will allow you to remember or know certain things about the codes that you write yourself. Yes, they are your codes, but it's necessary to leave a comment on it. Now in Python, if you want to comment on your code, you can use the hash sign. Okay, in this program, you are going to practice that. So to solve this, first of all, what we're going to do is we are going to welcome the user. Okay, so the comment is welcome, and this is just a simple print statement. And what we are going to do is we are going to welcome the user. So I will say welcome to the letter counting app, and I'm going to leave a \n. Now the second thing we are going to do is we are going to collect data from the user, and what we are collecting right now is the first name and the second name. So I'll say collect first name and second name. So this is what I'm collecting from the user. Okay, and to do that we need a variable. So I'll have a variable first name, and I'll set that equals the input function, and I'll tell the user to enter your first name here. Okay, and also I need another one, the second name. Again, tell the user enter your, we could have copied and pasted second name here. Okay, now once we have this, we are building the letter counting application. Just a reminder. Now once you have this, we have to introduce the program to the user. Okay, now your style can be different from mine. It doesn't matter. You just need it to work properly, and users should not find it difficult using the application. So next thing is this is a comment. I'm going to introduce, so I'll say introduce program to the user, and I'll do this with a simple print statement, and I'll say hey. Okay, I'll salute the person. I'll say hey, first name, and I'll scream that out. So I'll bring my exclamation mark. So this is going to give a salutation to the user, like hello first name, something like that. Now I'll introduce another print function, and I'll now properly introduce the application. I'll say I am a bot from rocktech.org. Okay, I will count for you the number of letters in a given message. Okay, so that's what the program is going to do. Again, I'll leave a \n. Now the next thing to do is we are going to accept message input from the user, and we are going to count the letters he wants us to count. Okay, so I'll comment again. I'll say accept message input from user and count the letter. Okay, so this is where the real function goes into it. This is where the real program is. So let's pay attention. I'll have a variable called message. Okay, and obviously message is going to be assigned to the input function because we are accepting input from the user. Okay, so first of all, we will tell the user to give us a message. So I'll say give me a message, and now we need to accept the letter the user wants us to count. Okay, the user needs to tell us the letter he wants us to count in the message. So I'll have another variable because input function, and I'll tell the person to tell me the kind of message he wants me to count. So I'll say, which letter do you want me to count? That's a question to the user. Okay, now once we have this now we have to count the letter, and this is how we are going to do. We are going to create a new variable called msg underscore count. Okay, and we are going to assign that to the message. Okay, dot count message. I spelled that wrongly above here. Let me correct that. Message. So it's going to be assigned to this message here. Okay, dot count. And what are we counting? We are counting the letter that the user will input here. Okay, so this is how the program is going to work. Let me explain that. We have a message here from the user. Okay, and we want the user to count a certain letter, so we have to accept the letter from the user. And now we use a variable called message count to count the letters in that message. I hope that is clear enough. Now we are going to tell the user that his message is counting. So I'll print something like counting. Okay, then I'll bring this two dots to make it seem as if the program is thinking. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to print another thing. I'm going to tell the user that counting is completed. Okay, so once counting is completed, then he has to hit the enter key or the return key to continue. So I'll say counting is completed, hit the enter or the return key to continue. Now for the program to pause and allow the user to enter the enter key or the return key, I need to put in an empty input function like I've done here. Okay, so this will pause the program and wait for the person to hit the enter key before it moves on. Now once this is done, what I'll do next is I'm going to display the result of the program to the user. So I'll bring my comments here. I'll say display the results to the user. Okay, remember we were asked to use the concatenation method and in displaying the results and using the printf format in saying goodbye. Okay, so this one I'll use the concatenation method and I'll say letter that the user entered here. Let's say if the user wants to count the number of F's in the message, the program will say F, okay, occurred in your message a number of times. So I'm going to concat this, and now this is the number of times it's occurring. Okay, because here is where the counting takes place. Okay, so we are going to bring that variable message underscore count here. Then I'll say times. Remember to leave spaces in between your strings. So this is what it's going to do. It's going to say letter. Let's say the user enters F here. The program will say F occurred in your message, let's say 17 times. Okay, that's cool, huh? Now, what you also have to take notice, now this message count here is going to be an integer, okay, because after the program counts the number of messages in here, it's going to return the value in an integer form. Okay, so we have to convert that into a string. Now let's save that. Now let's run this and see if what we've done so far is working. So I'll run module. I hope there are no errors. Yes, of course there are not. It says enter your first name. I'll enter read off. It says enter your second name or say. And now it says hey, I'm a bot from rocktech.org. It says hey, read off. I'm a bot from rocktech.org. I'll count for you the number of letters in a given message. And now it says give me a message. Okay, so I'll say this is a text to test the tutor. Tutor T is capital T, and I hit enter, and it says what letter do you want me to count? I'll say okay, count the letter T, and I'll hit enter, and we have an error message. It says message not defined. Again, I spelled something wrong here. Message, okay, this was spelled wrongly, so let's correct that to agree with this variable. So let's save that again. So let's run this again, run module, and now it says enter your first name, read off, enter your second name or say, and it says hey, read off, I'm a bot from rocktech.org. I'll count for you the number of letters in a given message, and it goes ahead and say give me a message. So I'll say this is a text to test the tutor. Okay, then I'll hit enter. Now it says which letter do you want me to count? I'll say okay, count for me letter T. I'll hit enter. It says counting. Now it says counting is completed. Hit the enter or return key to continue. So I'll hit enter, and it says T occurred in your message 7 times. Now let's test if this is correct. So the number of T's that occurred is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, but it's telling us the number of T's that occurred is 7. Reason being that it's only counting small lowercase t. Okay, the small t's in our message. So it means the beginning T, this capital T, and this one tutor, which is also capital letter, is omitted. Okay, now to solve this, what we need to do is we need to convert our message here, this message here, into a lowercase letter. All the messages needs to convert to lowercase letter. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll set message equals message dot the lower function. Okay, so what this will do is after the user enters the message here, it will convert this message here to lowercase. All the characters in there will be converted to lowercase letter, and it will now assign it to a new variable. So now when we are counting the message over here, they are all in lower cases, so it's going to count all, and it's not going to omit any capital letters. So let's save this and run module again. Let's see if we got it right. Enter your first name, read off, enter your second name or say. It says he read off, I'm a bot from rocktech.org. I'll count for you the number of letters in a given message. Give me a message. So I'll say this is a text to test the tutor, and I'll hit enter. It says which letter do you want me to count? I'll say okay, count for me T. Now remember, we've converted all this here into lower cases. Okay, so now it should count all the T's in there, including capital letters and lower letters. So I'll hit enter. It says counting. The counting is completed. Hit the enter key to continue. I'll hit enter, and it says T occurred in your message 9 times, and we got it right. So let's start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and a capital letter T here, 9. Okay, now there's one last thing for us to do in our program. We were tasked to say goodbye to the user, and we should use the printf format, and also we should use the variable second name, not first name. So this is very simple to do. You introduce your print function, and inside your print function you introduce your f format and bring your quotes in there. Okay, and what you're going to type here is the goodbye message, and you bring in your braces so you can pass in your variable. So goodbye second name. Okay, and I can bring in my exclamation mark outside of my variable. So I'll save this and run this for the last time. Let me kill this and let's start afresh. Run this for the last time. Run module. It says enter your first name, read off. Enter your second name, or say. It says I'm a boss from that give me a message. I'll say this is a text to text the tutor. Okay, I'll hit enter. Which letter do you want me to count? I'll say T. Counting is completed. Hit return key to continue. It says T occurred in your message 9 times. Goodbye, or say. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, you can share this course with your friends and family. Have a wonderful day.